welcome back to another episode of the Rock City Raptors franchise. This video will finish out the Texas Rangers series with games 3 and 4, and going forward, most of my videos may end up having a couple of games per episode, just on the extent of how exciting the games were. So the more high-scoring offense there was, the more I might just kind of focus on one game at a time as opposed to two. Quick recap of the series thus far. The Raptors have won both games and are 2-0 on the season, looking to sweep the Rangers in games 3 and 4. Game 3 was a bit of a dreary mess with some rainy weather mixed in. Samuel Lynch making his major league debut in game 3 of this series versus the Rangers, and first inning, Rangers once again strike quickly. Eloy Jimenez rips a double into the right field gap, taking it the other way. That would score the first run of the game, and the Rangers are up early 1-0. Next up is Anthony Rizzo, and he is going to ground one through the right side of the infield, scoring Jimenez. Rangers, for the third straight time in this series, take a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. On the bump for the evening is Brad Keller. He takes the mound for the Rangers. Scoreless bottom of the first inning for the Raptors, but bottom of the second, 1-2 count. A hanging slider to Leon Harper, and that one is gone deep into the right center gap. Raptors claw back to make it a 2-1 score in the early going. Moving on into the fifth inning, Rangers still holding a 2-1 lead with 2 runners on and 1 out. Keller hangs a changeup to Kenny Gann, who rips it down the right field line. A bit of holdup on the base paths as Aquino lays out for it but can't quite catch it. This will score a run for the Raptors, but Gann is thrown out at second trying to advance as he was a little confused on whether or not the ball was caught. Raptors tie the game at 2. We move on to the 8th inning now. Arnold Aristi in relief, making his first appearance in the big leagues. Gets Brian Reynolds swinging. Next up, Eloy Jimenez. He chases a fastball up. Raptors head into the bottom of the 8th, still hanging on to that 2-2 tie. In the bottom half of the inning, the Raptors sacrifice to get their leadoff runner over to second base, and with 2 outs, Bernardo Nieves up, grounds one to the shortstop. Davidson can't handle it, and that extends the inning. Dave Ciccone up next, and he's going to poke one through the right side of the infield, scoring the go-ahead run. Raptors up 3-2 going into the 9th inning. Luis Calderon called in to save the game for the Raptors as the Rangers have a few lefty batters to start off the inning. With 1 away, Lucas Duda finds a hole in the left side of the infield due to the shift, and he gets aboard with a righty on deck coming up for the Rangers. Calderon would have to stay in the game with the new rule that implements that pitchers throw to 3 batters before they are able to be switched. That brings up Aristides Aquino for the Rangers. Calderon gets him to pop out to right field, and with 2 away, the manager makes the move to bring in Clyde Booker for his 3rd straight game to start off the season and try and get the final out. Tyler Flowers is the final batter of the game for the Rangers, trying to be a hero. Booker throws him a fastball right down the middle, and Flowers with a harmless pop-up to center field that's taken in by Nieves. The Raptors take a 3-0 series lead as they hold on for the 1-run victory. Booker gets his 3rd consecutive save to start off the season. Arnold Aristi, with his first Major League appearance, also gets his first Major League win as he takes the W. He pitched 2 innings, struck out 2, and only walked 1 during his relief appearance. We move on to Game 4 and a little bit nicer weather as the afternoon game plays out. Chad Rosas gets the start for the Raptors in Game 4. First inning, Brian Reynolds up with 2 outs, and he rolls over a little chopper to the third baseman Tino Melendez, who throws on to first for the final out of the inning. Raptors, for the first time this season, do not allow any runs in the first inning. Jordan Montgomery gets the nod for the Rangers in Game 4, and he has a little bit of first inning trouble to start off. With runners on first and second and nobody out, Sandy Donald lines one up the middle for an RBI single. Donald has 3 hits this season, and all of them have been clutch, driving in at least 1 RBI in each of those at-bats. Montgomery, to his credit, would collect himself and get the final 3 outs of the inning with only allowing that 1 run. Moving on to the bottom of the 4th inning, Raptors threatening again with bases loaded and only 1 away. Cesar Avila grounds one to short, which should get the Rangers out of the inning, but Logan Davidson botches it again. His 5th error of the series. Montgomery then walks Edgar De La Cruz to drive in another run. Kenny Gann adds to the rally a batter later as he sacrifices a fly out to center field, and the Raptors take a 4-0 lead going into the 5th inning. Meanwhile, Chad Rosas was having a day, only allowing 2 hits in his first 6 innings of work as you see him strike out Aquino here for his first big league punch-out. In the 6th inning, the Rangers would have one of their best chances of the game, runner on first and 1 out. Eloy Jimenez punches one to the second baseman, Kenny Gann, who takes it himself and then throws on to first for the double play. 7th inning, Rosas gets Aquino Once again, this time with the bottom falling out of the zone, catcher throws on to first for the final out. Rosas would go 7 1/3 innings in his first career start, but it was ended by a Will Myers home run to the opposite field. Rangers finally get on the board and make the game a 4-1 deficit. As you see here, Rosas getting a warm reception from the crowd for his first big league start. In comes Joe Rubel for the Raptors to close off the 8th. Rangers would get a few more runners on base. Eloy Jimenez up with a 2-2 count and runners at second and third. Rubel throws him the big curve low in the zone, and Jimenez can't quite catch up to it. Strikes him out for the final out to get him out of the jam. Rob Montano would take it from there and get his first big league save as Clyde Booker was given the day off. Raptors win this one with a final score of 4-1, and they sweep the series to start off 4-0 on the young season. Chad Rosas gets the win. He pitched 7 1/3 with 4 hits, 1 walk, and only 2 strikeouts. Next up, the Raptors stay at home, and they will face the Minnesota Twins for their next upcoming series. Twins with a 2-2 record to start off the season. That'll do it for this edition of the Rock City Raptors franchise. We'll see you back next with Game 5.